Hi, this is Amy with Toolbox Tarot, and I'm here to do a Toolbox Tarot Tuesday reading for September 4th, 2018 through September 10th. And September 10th is my grandmother's birthday, and she would have been 105, not 205, 105. So happy birthday, Frances, this coming week. I'm using Ricardo Cavolo's Tarot del Fuego. And I just choose decks by what seems to be reaching for. You know, like I have a lot of decks, and I know you've seen this one before, but it's one that's been talking to me lately. Choose 3 cards, and we'll hopefully pick some cards that will help us, you know, gain some new insights for this week. The first is the 5 of Cups. All right, I think we might have had that in the bonus reading this last week. I did 2 readings because I was having trouble figuring out how to read a calendar, apparently. Knave of Wands. Oh, cool card. And the 5 of Pentacles. So we've got 2 5s and a knave. No major arcana cards this week. All right, so 3 suits are represented. The only suit that's not showing up is the Swords. And so let's just quickly go through the cards. Cups have to do with feelings and emotions, creativity, subconscious, unconscious, and they're usually associated with pretty good feelings. This particular card is about a really difficult feeling, grief. And it's interesting to see this card, how have they done? This looks like one of those fish that's from deep in the ocean. So very, you know how they've got that little weird glowing thing? Are you seeing it? And then that looks like maybe an eel and a squid, I guess. And then there's coral. And then this one's just fire. And of course, Tarot del Fuego is fire is fuego. So let's see. Well, certainly, I mean, we know we're underwater here. The element for cups is water. And then obviously all these sea creatures. But there's something about twilight, right? There's something about darkness being this far underwater. And we're at the bottom of the ocean, apparently. And the meaning of this card is recognizing grief. And I don't know exactly what metaphor they're using here, except for deep emotion. But it's not just any deep emotion. This particular card's about grief. And about acknowledging grief, and yes, knowing that there's a way out of it. You can surface. There's a surface here, but spending the time, you know, knowing where you are in grief, feeling that emotion, and being uncomfortable. It's a lot of pressure to be that deep in the ocean. To be at the bottom of the ocean would be crushing. You would definitely be crushed. All right, so the Knave of Wands, the court cards point to an aspect of our character that we are being called on to consider and embody. Knaves are very young and inexperienced people, so it's a part of yourself that is like a young, inexperienced person. This particular suit of wands has to do with inspiration, passion, energy, movement. The way that you engage with the world in a really fiery sense. The element is fire. Having looked at this deck a little bit, there's a couple of different things that stand out to me. Seems like a cave of mystery and unknowing that this person seems to be moving into. Another thing that stands out for me here is this limb that's been replaced with a wand. So to me, that's saying their energy and passion is how they're moving forward into this place of unknowing. So that's neat. That's neat. This stands out to me a lot because with some of the other court cards, like there's a knave, a knight, a queen, and a king. With the more mature or established court cards, in this deck, a lot more of the limbs are replaced by wands. So this person's learning how to use their passion as a tool or a vehicle to move into the unknown or to step into the unknown. And so that's neat that we're being asked to do that. The Five of Pentacles is another difficult card. Pentacles, the element is earth, which has to do with very material parts of our lives. Money, our job, our bodies, very tangible things in our lives. This particular card describes a situation where we feel like we're on the outside. We feel like we've been left out in the cold, and dealing with the feelings that go along with that. Another element that I usually see, I'm going to put on my glasses and take a closer look at this, because another element that I usually feel is intrinsic to this particular card is feeling together with other people that are outside. So there's like an establishment. Well, I'm not seeing that in this card, but I do see oceans in that eyeball and an upside down house. And are these like nipples or something? Are they like thorns? I don't know. There's one up here by her eyebrow, so I guess it's not nipples. Knowing this deck, I was thinking they were nipples, but I guess they're not. But they're definitely hooks and barbs. Well, I think it's interesting the way that the cards came up with this person in the middle. So it's about engaging with difficult emotions, grief and isolation or rejection, perhaps. But moving into these uncomfortable... Oh, look at this. Oh, well, they are different. Pentacles is body. I was thinking about how this is underwater and the pressure, how you'd be crushed deep in the ocean, and about how this is about maybe being exposed in some way, or feeling exposed, like thinking like maybe you feel like you're left out in the cold. Maybe it's something that, like these blemishes on her face. Like maybe this is about feeling unlovable. I don't know. But this right here seems to me that it's saying you're braving, you're using your curiosity and your passion and interest in something, whatever it is that's moving, whatever excitement, passion, inspiration, calling on the part of yourself that is brave and willing to walk into the dark unknown, to investigate and be curious about what you can find in this space, in the depths of your grief or sadness, and what you can investigate and discover when you're revealed and you feel exposed by being left out in the cold. So that's what I have for you this week. I hope it's, I know I'm going to think about it. I feel like that's, there's some good things to think about there. You're being called on to behave, to be reminded of the part of yourself that's like the Knave of Wands, this student of the unknown, the student whose curiosity will help carry them into the unknown with a certain amount of enthusiasm and bravery. So thanks so much for listening, and I will talk to you again next week.